And sometimes when you're putting that much energy into a phone call, the customers are not always receiving it, right?
Hey, I'm Jeremy with Northwest. Welcome back. Today we're sitting down with our customer experience manager, Naomi. Naomi, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. Big question here. Everybody thinks customer service is always about being a happy, kind of really friendly person. Is that the case, or can that lead people down the wrong path?
Well, we've all had the experience of calling in for customer service, and you can feel the fakeness when they're reading off a script and they're high-toned and just, not really listening. And so for us, it really is about trying to be yourself while still helping the customer. But when you have people that come from different places, right, everybody gets taught different techniques. But being chirpy, rainbows and unicorns all the time just really doesn't, it can make a customer upset too. It just doesn't feel right.
So have you ever had that where somebody's like too friendly and you're like, hey, this isn't quite what we're trying to do here?
Absolutely. I mean, that's why I'm saying some people come from other places and they have certain training, or some people are naturally chirpy. I mean, I'm a naturally chirpy person. And sometimes when you're putting that much energy into a phone call, the customers are not always receiving it, right? So I definitely have examples of both ends when there's someone that's just naturally chirpy. They're not really trying to do it on purpose, but that's their personality, and they feel that they just have to be on that every single phone call. But then there's also people that are not super chirpy, and that's okay, but also are not really matching the energy of the person that they're talking to, right?
Have we ever had anyone around here who's been either too chirpy or too transactional that you've had to kind of reel in?
Yes, of course. I mean, we're all either one or the other or in the gray in between. But I do remember a particular instance where through data and patterns and customer feedback, I started seeing that one of the people that I help support was getting a lot of negative feedback from the customer. And so as I listened to the calls, read through the emails, and just trying to find that pattern, I went and had the conversation with the person, and it was someone that sounded or was being perceived as very transactional and not very helpful. And when you go into the conversation, they got so defensive because they were thinking that I was asking them to be all rainbows and unicorns and like completely be a different character when they're on the phone and like be turned on. And that was going to be for them very difficult. And so I just said, that's not really what I'm asking. You can still be yourself, right? You don't have to be chirpy, but we need to really hone in on how you can ask clarifying questions and still be yourself, but leave the client feeling like they have confidence in the transaction that just happened between the two of you, right? You just have to ask those clarifying questions, instill the confidence in the customer that you know what you're doing, and then wish them a good day and be done.
Have you ever been flying in an airplane and thought, I wonder what it would be like to jump into the cloud below? Well, fun fact, you already know. Fog is just a cloud, but on the ground. Sounds crazy, right? Seriously though, warm, moist air actually cools, and that moisture in the air condenses and turns into a cloud. And that cloud just winds up on the ground. So you've already been inside of a cloud, just in fog. All right, back to the interview. So how do we train that now so it's more embedded in when people are starting than having those conversations down the road?
When you're when you're onboarding the people that you hire, it's setting that expectation of like, you can be yourself, but here are some techniques to learn how to drive that conversation and learn how to listen to the customer, right? There's customers that love, like when you say, hey, how's it going? How's your day? And they're like, wonderful, thank you so much for answering. That's your cue to be like, okay, I can be a little more conversational with this customer. So you can be yourself, but still see if the client wants to be conversational, or if the client is just like, hey, I got 5 minutes. I just have a question. And you can say, absolutely, I can help you. You help them with whatever tone you have, and then the conversation is done, right? You don't have to always be like, and so what did you do this weekend? Or, you don't have to do that all the time.
Naomi, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. I really appreciate it. If you found this useful, hit subscribe. We have a whole building filled with experts here, and we're going to continue to bring some of their information to you in video form. If you'd like to see any specific video, drop it down in the comments below.